you a different approach to building your child's future. Congratulations if you just had your child, and you might be getting this video from someone you care about who believes that there's some value to this video. So thank you again for watching. I promise not to take too much of your time. I do want to put out a disclaimer there that I am an independent broker. I help people build their financial plans, and I just wanted to put out the education, not necessarily with any kind of opinion of my own, but just to put the information out there so you're well aware of the different options for your child. So going forward, I just really wanted to share with you the fact that there are a number of ways that you can start saving for your child's future. There's the Canada Savings Bonds, there's the RESPs, better known as the Registered Education Savings Plan. And then, of course, there's the Child Universal Life Plan, which you may actually not know about. And this is why I want to bring it to your attention, because it is an option. And so that, for simplicity's sake, is what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, I don't know if you know this, but did you know that you might be entitled to money from the Government of Canada? And you might already know this. Now, the best way to find out how much and if you are eligible is to just go onto the Government of Canada website, actually Google Child Tax Benefit Calculator, and this should probably pop up. And basically for this illustration, I use this calculator to figure out some of the numbers here, okay? And so what you need to do first, again, is just go onto this website and figure out how much money that your child is eligible to receive. I guess you would be able to receive on behalf of your child. Now, I do want to say that the assumptions made in this illustration, here I have both spouses earning $100,000 in gross income each, okay? And that means $130,000 in net income. I'm assuming that is a baby girl who was just born at the beginning of this year, January 1st, 2021, and both spouses reside in Alberta, Canada, together as a family unit. So this is important because when you start filling out the calculator, you're going to need to know some of these numbers. Okay. And for also illustrations, I'm only going to be using $100 a month into savings for your child here. Okay. Now, as I put this into the calculator on the Government of Canada website, it says that you would be eligible in this case to get $190 every month for your child. Pretty cool, eh? Now, just so you know, as you make less money will allow you to earn, or I should say, get more money from the government. So if you make less than $100,000 a year, then chances are you're probably going to be eligible for a little bit more money. Okay. So I used very max so that you understand that I'm actually only going to use $100 of this to put towards your child's future. Now, just a little bit about the Registered Education Savings Plan and their general limitations. Now, I'm going to assume that you know a little bit about the RESP, but remember, children must go to school to take advantage of the grants, the free grants you get. You also need to pay back the grants if your child does decide not to go to school. And the investment growth that you get from the investment actually needs to be taxed. So if you take it out, you will be taxed at your rate. Well, now, what if your child doesn't go to school, right? Can you use it for yourself? You can, but you'll be taxed, okay? But all the grants and the free money needs to be paid back. And can you use it for another goal? Like what if you want to save it for your child's wedding or their first down payment? Again, it will be taxed because it's not used for education. Now, I want to give you an illustration of how I put $100 a month for your child and how much it could end up being by the time they're 17, about $37,000 by the time they're 17. Now, if they decide not to go to school, you do not get all of that money. You have to pay back the grants, you have to pay back the interest, or you will be taxed on the interest. And then any kind of bonus that your financial institution would have, they'd all have to be paid back. And essentially what you'd be getting back is just the amount of money you put in without it being taxed. Okay. Now, what if we entertain this idea of getting some sort of universal life plan for your child? Now, at the age of 17, there's a bunch of numbers here, but really I just want you to pay attention to the ones that are circled. You're looking at about $20,000 and change going into an investment. So not that much different, right? But that's the investment that's grown, right? But now you also have the peace of mind of having some sort of life insurance for your child. So if something, God forbid, happens to your child, now we don't want to think about that, but if something does, all of a sudden, you have a life insurance plan that's on your child, which would allow you to take care of any kind of financial expenses, funeral, final expenses. Maybe you need to take time off work to grieve, right? This life insurance policy allows your child to actually provide a little peace of mind financially for you and your family. But of course, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to think about that. What happens after they turn 17, right? What if you don't want to use that investment, right, to fund an education? They don't want to go to school. Well, guess what? This will keep going because it's not attached to the education, right? Now you've just created a legacy for your child where at 25, you can essentially help them with their first down payment, right? But they still have insurance, right? And that insurance has actually grown now to almost 300,000, right? Let's say that you want to start helping with your grandchildren. Now you have $186,000 that you can help for your grandchildren's education, right? Or maybe your child, right? They have now a pretty hefty life insurance plan for themselves, for their family. And then again, at 65, your child is now retired, right? You've just basically helped them fund their retirement, right? So this is the kind of legacy you can build with this kind of plan, right? And you can still take care of all the financial goals you would have for your child. I really, really urge you to share this video with someone you care about. Tell them they can reach me at 780-916-9189. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.